Hi, good morning, welcome, and thank you for joining me. My name's Magnus. Have you ever been out and connected with some people perhaps that you don't know, or perhaps you even do know, and while you're sitting there perhaps drinking your coffee and your tea or whatever else you're having, they then start talking about the label that they've been given by their doctor, or perhaps they figured it out themselves and went online and did a bit of soul searching. Now, what I find interesting about this, and this is just my angle, and I don't know, I thought I'd share it with you. Do you know of anyone who actually goes out with their friends and starts talking about how healthy they are? I mean, could you imagine that? Imagine just going to a group and saying, hi, my name's Magnus, I'm in optimal health. And yet people will gladly walk around and say to people, oh, I've got MS, or I've got cancer, or I've got coronary heart disease. And it's like this powerful label stamped on their forehead. And that just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of hit me the other day. It's like, I was looking at the other side of it. I thought, well, does anyone ever actually talk about health? Because let's remember, whatever you put your energy into, that's what's going to flourish, that's what's going to grow. No different really, I suppose, to putting some water in a plant or giving it some baby bio. It will then help to grow. So whatever you put your energy into, it then expands, it grows. But if you think about it, would you want your illness, your label, your disease to grow? Of course you wouldn't. And yet people talk about it. And that's not who they are. They are enough. Please let that bit, if nothing else in this recording, they are enough. They're not broken and they don't need fixing. However, because of our culture, our disease management system, fantastic job at managing it, the disease that is, they're kind of a little bit lost. Because you and I both know that taking toxic chemicals to treat your symptoms is not a genius formula and will never go to the root cause or the etiology. But so many people do it. I mean, I see, when I help the guy set up his store on a Wednesday with all the fruit and veg, the farmer, I see people smiling walking out of the disease management place, which is next door, with these toxic chemicals. And it's like, wow. And it's only because of the context or the different position that I come from. And in one sense, I can't seem to wrap my head around that. It's like, what are they doing? But they don't know any different. And so, no different to the mirror. And you'll understand when I say this, that everyone is a mirror to me. Things I love, don't love, can't stand, hate, etc. is mirrored back to me. About myself, obviously. I mean, to me it would be abhorrent to walk out of a place with some toxic chemicals. Absolutely abhorrent. But most people do that because of our environment, because of our society. So the question could be then, what could you do if you have been given a label and you've suddenly woken up and you've suddenly realised that that label isn't serving you? What could you do? Well, that's a smart question. And I would have to provide you with maybe more questions. And you would need to tap into your own resources. So perhaps what you could ask is, what could I do right now to put more deposits of health in my health bank account? A quick reminder, if you are more alive than that which you're about to eat, you have a smarter choice to make. I mean, I even know one beautiful lady, I actually partly work with her, and she actually snacks on these breakfast cereals. But you and I both know that there's no life in it. If you left them outside, they would still be there in the years to come. Not even Mother Nature's police force, the parasites and fungi, would return them to the earth, because there's nothing on them. There's no enzymes, there's no bacteria, anything. And it's called a breakfast cereal. And it contains gluten and it contains sugar and all the other toxic sins. So if you are more alive than that which you're about to eat, you and I both know you have a smarter choice to make. So what could you consume right now if you are hungry? And please understand this as well. Well, I'll invite you on my journey. I only eat when I'm hungry. I mean, this morning I woke up, it was about just after 6 o'clock, my son kicked off, which is great, wakes us up, we don't need an alarm. He slept for nearly 12 hours, uninterrupted, peaceful. And I went downstairs and, well, let me just invite you on some of the things that we do here. Some food in there for Lucas for lunch. There's just some vegetables in there for Lucas. My wife likes keeping them in the fridge. And we got the Oceans Alive super concentrate fresh marine phytoplankton. So I literally get the bulb syringe from over there and I put 15 drops in one of these with some water, and that's, I swallow my mouth out first with water, because you can imagine all the bacteria and everything I've been breathing in, and then I'll drink that. Put the kettle on for my wife. She likes some of the herbal teas that we've got in here, usually pucker ones. So those are the kind of some of the things that we do. And then I'm not doing it right now, but I may take some probiotics, perhaps. It might last me just over a month. Those are the kind of things that we'll do in the morning. But I generally don't eat. And I went for a workout, so I jog around the shore road, and then there's this climbing frame for kids and a basketball ring, and I jump up and I do 3 sets of 15 pull-ups or whatever, and creative movement. And I came back and I still didn't feel hungry, so I put the kettle on, I had some organic coffee, and I felt really great, and I still didn't feel hungry. And sometimes I might not eat until after 12, but that's about me. What you'll find is if you are constantly hungry, you're obviously not giving your body cells what they require. And the invite is for you is to find out, well, what foods are right for you? What foods could you consume that Mother Nature has kindly, gracefully provided outside, that you could, has eyes, chase after, above or below ground, off a bush or a tree, swim after like seaweeds, anything like that. Nuts and seeds, if they're sprouted, they're better for you. Release the aflatoxins, which fungi produce, and also the phytates, the mineral blockers. So those things that you could crunch on. But because we're living such busy lifestyles, most of us have gotten a little bit lost in buying into the marketeers and buying breakfast cereals, which are putting more nails in our coffin, still walking around with the label that I have, etc, etc. None of those things. Let them go. I'm not saying ignore them, I'm just saying the invite is to make smarter lifestyle choices to the degree that you want to. Most people would rather carry on bumping into others, talking about their problems, their labels and all the rest of it, and not overcoming their challenges, or they wait until something else happens and then they've got to go back to their doctor, they give them more toxic chemicals and so on. Crazy world. Of course, you're listening to this recording, you're smart people, you probably already know this, but for those that don't, pass this recording on to them. So, questions. What could they do? Well, I've just given you what I would do. Is there are only 2 ways to create chronic disease, the body's not at ease. One way is toxicity. So if you are applying on your skin, the biggest organ on your body, anything that you wouldn't eat, you've got a smarter choice to make. If you are consuming anything that has a shelf life, it doesn't have a shelf life, you've got a smarter choice to make. That's simple. It's not complicated. If it's complicated, that's kind of stressful. What it is for me, it's got to be simple. So lifestyle choices, your habits, how you think, breathe, drink, eat, sleep, undertake creative movement daily. When those are all in balance, you won't be sick, you won't be ill, you won't need to walk around with a label on your forehead, because remember, that's not who you are, with whatever disease it is. But the invite would be, when you go meet your friends, talk about how healthy you are, your optimal health. I'm going to start doing that now. Hi, my name's Magnus, and he says, I'm in optimal health. Just look on their face. Remember, what others perceive of you has got nothing to do with you. It's what you perceive of yourself. It's funny actually, when I give people compliments, and sometimes they're, was that to me? And it's like, but it's about me. I'm thinking if I look like you, behave like you, talk, I know there's a lot in this recording and I'm going off on one, but questions, come back to the thing. Questions are very powerful. Stay in the question, but make sure it's an empowering one. So there's lots of us asking disempowering questions like, do I have to? Do you think I can do this? Why does this happen to me? Endless loop questions. So empowering questions that will get you closer to where you want to go. As always, have fun. My love to you all. Create yourself a fantastic day. Bye for now.